Hi friends! Today we're talking about something super cool.
My least favorite trans person on the internet. And I'm sure you can guess who that is.
Yeah! Hi friends! Today we're going to talk about something super important. What it means to be transgender.
So cosplaying as Miss Rachel is what we're doing now. Really targeting those kids. All right, I'm seeing the vision here.
Everyone keeps telling you that you're something else, even though in your heart, you know who you are. Wouldn't that make you sad inside? People who feel like this are transgender.
Do you know what makes me sad inside? Having to watch this video. Also, having to visibly look at you dressed as Miss Rachel, addressing children about your ideologies and your agenda of being trans. Are you truly that delusional that you want to address kids about such a topic?
If you're not transgender, it's super easy to be friends with someone who is.
You seem like the most exhausting person to be friends with. If I could permanently put earplugs in my ears so I never had to hear you again and gouge my eyes out so I would never have to see you again, that would be heaven. I don't know who you have that are friends that it's easy to be friends with you. You are insufferable at best.
Let's take our imaginary friend Theo, for example.
Let's talk about your imagination.
One day you notice that Theo starts wearing girl clothes instead of boy clothes, and then they tell you that they want to be called Luna instead of Theo.
If there's one thing you're good at, it's an imagination, because your view of the world and your view of transness, one for the books, I would say. A lot of mental delusion. You have a very, very wild and vivid imagination. So kudos to you on that, because that's the only compliment you'll ever get from me.
Trans women getting pregnant is not as far off as you'd think. In the past 10 years, 50 babies have been born from a uterus transplant.
Let's discuss the uterus transplant topic, because this person is just spewing off nonsense. They have no idea what they're talking about. A uterus transplant is, yes, just that, a transplant of a uterus. But sorry to break it to you, you don't have all the other parts that you would need to have a baby. It's not just a uterus. There's a lot of other things that go into it. The fact that you're feeding this delusion to the internet with your fake pregnant belly is just so inconsiderate of people who are not trans, who are biological and have trouble having children. You are making it a laughing stock. If you want to make yourself a laughing stock, fine. Stop involving the rest of the world in it. It's so cringy to watch these videos. And anytime I see one, I get tagged in so many. I like cringe each time, like, oh, I gotta make another video about this person. Oh, I have to watch another video about this person.
Hi friends! Today we're talking about something super cool called pronouns.
Can someone please answer me the question, is this person on a registry yet? And if not, why is this person not being closely monitored? Okay, we have bigger fish to fry, guys, than TikTok or anything else. This person is on the street. Are you concerned? Because I am. Because they make the whole trans community look like an actual laughing stock. And the fact that there are people in the trans community who will defend this person. Like, you can put the sword and shield down. It's time to give it a rest.
We all have pronouns. Some people use he and him, like this bear. He's so cuddly. Some people use she and her, like this cat. She's so playful.
I feel sorry for Miss Rachel. I would be filing a lawsuit for copyright infringement. I would be figuring something out. At this point, I think it's a joke. There is no way that this person and Josh Cedar, who pretended to be a trans woman with a beard and all that other stuff, there is no way that those two people are not the same person. Like, they have the same mentality. Oh, this person is helping the trans community out real well, I could tell you that.
Come here. Trans women are more afraid of you in the bathroom than you are of us.
I'm a trans woman, and if I saw you in the bathroom, I would be frightened. I would be scared. Who is not going to be frightened of you? Imagine a mother having to explain to her child, you in the bathroom.
How many of these trannies are taking...
People like you are the people who give this Nancy Mace, who is insane, by the way, fuel on her anti-trans legislation bus. You just keep giving the fuel to these people to continue to make legislation is against us. This is why trans activism is horrible, because you guys just push the line. Okay, there's a line and you guys just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Now people are pushing back and you're upset about it. No one wants you, specifically you, in the bathroom with them. Not even me. And I'm a trans woman. Now, if that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what else would.
Someone who's faced maybe the most hate out of any trans person.
This is a terrible angle, Lily. Okay? So we're going to need to lift the camera up because the angle you have this is not doing anything positive for you, which it's really hard to do anything positive for you on a camera, but I will say you are not helping yourself in this situation.
And on the internet by other trans people.
Yeah, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. Like, people just have their taste in the kind of content they want to consume. But I do think a big part of it is my voice. I do think that because my content is so grabby, the Kurt Cobain video is such a great distillation. That was maybe one of the first that really started getting me a lot of hate.
Yeah, babe, because you said Kurt Cobain was trans. You don't even know the man. He's dead. Let him rest in peace. Why are we, starting to claim genders for people who aren't even alive anymore? They can't even defend themselves to stop you in your tracks. So you want to keep going after the dead people because, who's going to question you? They can't unless they crawl out of the grave. If I were to pass away tomorrow and Lily Tina were to make a video about me, I would crawl out of that crypt. Crawl to defend myself against her because, ain't no way I'm resting in peace. No. It's the fact that you will take historical figures and literally make a mockery of them and start claiming things about them that you don't know to be true because A, you weren't around, and B, they didn't tell you themselves. So now we just assume people's gender identity, which, as I recall, you get misgendered about 150 times a day. So why do you think that you should assume someone else's gender identity when you hate when people do that to you?
The goal is not to make people mad. The goal is to educate people.
Where's the education, though? Where's the education? And it's the way you go about said education. You're not educating, you're pushing. There's a difference. If you really want to know what education is, I have made videos for a very long time before this whole trans agenda movement about educating on certain topics. And I can tell you in my videos, I am not pushing. People don't have a problem with education. They have a problem with you pushing it on children, indoctrinating children. That's the big one. And as we recall, you did make a video as Miss Rachel, who primarily talks to who? Children. So you know what you were doing with that video, and you know what you've been doing this whole entire time on the internet.
I have been misgendered 3 times in the past 24 hours at restaurants. Last night, I was at Benihana with my girlfriend, and the server said, "What about you, sir? What would you like to eat?" My girlfriend, God bless her heart, steps in, says, "Actually, that's ma'am."
Excuse me, sir. There's a young man in here. And you
I told her, excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'm sorry.
It is ma'am.
The being misgendered at restaurants, it happens to you every day. Maybe you need to start eating at home. You travel to how many restaurants a day? Number one, how do you afford that? That's a genuine question. Something that has plagued my brain for a while is, how do you go to every single restaurant every single day? But that's because it's content for you. Because you know people are going to misgender you. Because you know that you're not presenting in the way that wouldn't get you misgendered. And you want to cry about it on the internet because that's how you get views. There is no such thing as negative press. And that's what you do. You go to these restaurants every single day. Your bank account was probably screaming. I would hate to see the charges in that. Restaurant. Then let's get the phone out and let's record. Let's cry about being misgendered. The shtick is old, okay? The shtick is old. Get over it. Eat at home. Start learning to cook. Stop going to Applebee's and causing a ruckus everywhere you go.
I got my cake pops removed, but now it's time to turn my candy cane into a donut.
It's like you've ruined food for me. Like, I personally think I'll never eat again. I think you have ruined donuts, candy canes, cake pops. Like, you have taken food and just ruined it. Because why would I want to sit there and eat a cake pop and think about I'm good. Like, it's ruined for me. Starbucks is plummeting because you have ruined cake pops for many. There should be justice for cake pops. Talking about these procedures, like the way that you do involving food, because you're trying to go and skate around the algorithm that doesn't want you to talk about that. So if it doesn't want you to talk about it, maybe it just shouldn't. People are that curious about anything. They go to Google for everything. So if you don't think they could go to Google and figure out that information all on their own without the prompt of you having to, display your food choices as certain body parts, I mean, we could do without. We could do without. This person is another person that wants to ban gender reveal parties, which that is something all of in its own that I think is absolutely insane, because now you're just pushing your trans ideology on everyone because you just expect everyone to be trans when being trans is 1% of the population. So why are we, catering to trans people and everything that they need, want, and everything to feel safe, comfortable, and change the verbiage in society and the inclusion and it's a fucking mess.
It's a girl, or I'm a girl. Now, this is actually my second gender reveal, because the first time my parents told the world that I was a boy, which is incorrect, but I do not hold it against them.
It was correct, but continue.
Because how could they have known I was gonna be trans? But it's a good reminder that the parts you see on an ultrasound don't determine a baby's gender. And how is that possible? Well, think about it like this marker. A blue cap usually...
I am sick of the analogies. I'm sick of them, okay? Marker, donuts, candy canes, cake pops. I mean... Oh, do you want the vision of trans people and the spokesperson of trans people to be Lily Tino? Because I would sure as shit hope not. Because at this point, please do anything. Anyone else. You guys hate Blair White so much, but you guys will stick up for Lily Tino. The only benefit of TikTok going away is I won't have to see that person again. Because they drive me literally insane. Like, I'm going to be in a padded room soon enough. A padded room. Because if I hear that voice, it is literally like a demon in the night. A demon in the night. Get away from me. I don't want you anywhere on my phone. Not the phone I pay for. I don't need you on it. I don't need to hear the voice. I don't need to see the face. I don't need to hear the analogies. I'm good. And so should the rest of us.